Welcome back, makeup family. Today we're talking about the system, the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Skin Fetish system. So it consists of the foundation, a primer, and a powder. And we're going to go ahead and break into these. The foundation I've been using since Friday, so I have an actual review of it. I have worn it, I've tried it with cream products and powder products to see how it plays with other items, and now I can see how it plays with the two items from the actual system and see if they really do work synergistically and do some magical thing together that they don't do just individually. So I was really excited to get the system and the different color. And when I started to take things out of the package, the primer was first. I like the fact that glycerin is the second ingredient in the primer. It's a water-based primer, like the foundation. But when I took the bottle of primer out, I was very disappointed with the packaging. The sticker's already coming loose, and it's a very cheap plastic bottle. Like, for $60, I'm not, happy with that for the price. I love luxury makeup, and I love Pat McGrath. I'm a huge stan, and I also have some definite thoughts on some of the criticisms that the products have been receiving that I thought were a little bit unfair. However, with respect to the packaging on this primer, it is very cheap. So let's see how the product inside works. Go ahead and pump that out. Okay, so it's like a light pink, very kind of creamy texture. It's not runny like the foundation. So let's go ahead and, just try that all over. Just gonna kind of work that into my skin. So this primer is supposed to have blurring effects, and it's supposed to help keep the moisture in your skin. Feels good. Kind of smells a little bit like cotton candy. I like that. I like the way that smells. Feels a little cooling. Really definitely like the smell. It's not overpowering or anything like that. So next up, we've got the foundation. I have a different color now. The initial color that I got was LM10, light medium 10, and it was supposed to be light medium with peach to neutral undertones, and I'm going to show you what that looks like on my jawline. I've seen in a lot of reviews that actually it looked very, very light when I tried it the other day, but once I got it blended in, I really didn't have a problem with it. And it actually, I don't have on my glasses, but it looks like it's kind of disappearing. But I got the different color today, which is the L7. And I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on because that's what I plan to use today. I'm going to go ahead and just take this and blend it in. Just put a little bit. I'll do my other jaw to show you what L7 looks like. And I will go ahead and I'll swatch these as well so you can see what it looks like on the back of my hand. But that looks very light and very yellow. I have like half of mine to mix them, but I am not going to do that because I did notice that, you know, once I had the other one all blended in, it looked just fine. And I think that's kind of a good thing with a foundation that has, you know, more of a sheer to medium coverage, but this one actually does look lighter than the other. But we'll see. I'm gonna actually take my mirror because it's virtually impossible to see that far away. Ooh, but you know what, in person, yeah, I really like the finish of this foundation. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it with my fingers, because that is really my preferred method of, you know, applying my foundations. I like the finish of it. It's simple and easy, and I don't love foundation brushes. I just don't really like the finish that it gives. And even with, you know, some of the more expensive ones that I own, you know, I just have not yet found anything that I just can honestly say I love. Ooh, I'm looking a little bit like a kabuki. I'm gonna have to, we'll see how the color is. I wish that there had been sample packs or something to sort of, you know, people could try, you know, different colors and really get a feel for, you know, several different colors and see, you know, what was going to be a match. Because, I mean, I really felt like I was taking a real shot in the dark with, you know, trying to choose a color. And, you know, the descriptions are fine, but, you know, it's just very, you know, buying a foundation sight unseen, this is very light. This is looking very light. I'm going to see, you know, after I have all my other products on, what is going to happen, or if I'm going to end up having to change the color out. But I'm not going to really worry about it too much. I'm going to just go ahead and put on, you know, my other products and see how it's looking and feeling. So far, I don't really have anything else except for, you know, I've done my eyes already. So I just wanted to see. Now, you know what? This foundation with the primer, I'm noticing that it's a little, the finish of it is a little bit less, it's a little drier. The primer almost seems like it's a little bit drier. And with that primer, maybe it is self-setting. Maybe you actually wouldn't need a powder if you aren't a powder person. I'm not a powder person, but I'm liking the finish of this. Oh shit, did I scratch myself? My forehead is red right there. Okay. Bring it on down the neck. Yeah, it's seeming a lot less even tacky to the touch. It seems like it's drying down, you know, a little bit more fully than it did without this primer when I tried it with, you know, some of the other primers in my collection. I'm gonna go ahead and dot on a few drops of foundation. This color is very light, and I feel like it's making my my dark circles look even darker. I have a little bit of this It Cosmetics by Under Eye. I'm just gonna tap on like the teeny tiniest bit and just see how this works with it. So I'm getting ready to go on a date with my husband, and we were supposed to be going to lunch, but my video is kind of taking a long time. But it started raining so hard that we kind of had to wait for the rain anyway. So I guess it's gonna work out. in my favor. Just gonna blend this out a little. I like the way this feels, and in person it looks really, really good, but I definitely notice a difference with the primer in terms of how much drier it feels on the skin. I used it with a really inexpensive primer the other day, my Catrice Prime and Fine, that's like, I don't know, $5, and I liked it with that primer a lot. Okay, not so bad. I'm definitely gonna contour my face with a little bit of my Marc Jacobs powder. And this one is so old, I've had it for so long. I love this stuff, and you know, I actually have a dent in it, if you can see. But hopefully that'll bring some of the color back to my face. Right now, I'm not mad at this. Yeah, by the time I go in with a little contour powder to kind of bring a little color back in, I'm not mad at it. I mean, it can be worked with. Obviously, I wish I could find a color. This is the L7, by the way. I wish I could find a color that's a little bit more perfect. But honestly, I don't think of myself as having peach undertones, but I do feel like maybe the L10 is a better match for my skin tone than this L7. But as far as the finish goes, I'm definitely not mad at the finish. It definitely feels less tacky than it did without the primer. So I'm liking the way that it's working with the primer. I'm still not seeing, any pores. And that was just one very, it's one pump. So just like one layer. And I like the finish very much. I think it is looking really, really nice. I have foundation lips, as I can see. Let me try to correct my situation a little bit, child, because I'm going around here with a nice, generous helping of foundation lip. I'm going to go ahead and put on some blush and some we mostly got rid of the foundation lip. Okay, let me put the top back on this. I really am liking the way this feels. It feels distinctly drier with this primer, which is interesting to me because glycerin's the second ingredient, and I figured it would be, if anything, it would be more moisturizing, but it still feels good. My skin feels very soft. I'm not mad so far. I am not mad. The primer, the only thing I'm mad at this packaging is just, this is not acceptable. For $60, I mean, this alone makes me want to just be like, come on now. That's not acceptable. But I don't really have an issue with how it is playing so far with the foundation. So we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little bit of her highlighting palette. I'm trying to use as many pat products as possible. And I think this is the one that has the pink undertone. Yeah. This one on the end has this really beautiful kind of pinky shift to it. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to go in with my Sonia G Bam Pro brush. And I'm going to try to work that out a little bit. And to have kind of a pink eye look going. Ooh, that's pretty. All right. I'm gonna use just whatever's left. All right. Now, the powder, everybody warned me that it was going to be extremely messy. I saw all these reviews, and I usually, when I buy a loose powder, and I use so little loose powder, so it doesn't happen often, but I was going to just poke holes in the little, that is so wrong, in the sticky cover. And it seems like even the little bit that I, even the little corner that I rolled back, still there's way too much product. I definitely understand the criticism about this being super messy. It should have had a sifter for $55 for sure. I mean, there's powder everywhere. And I literally just rolled back the sticker from just this little corner. So this mess here is literally only just from that. So in the system that I got, it comes with Lite 1 powder, which, I thought when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that's very light. Maybe it's just translucent. I always use like the tiniest bit. But I'm going to use this, my Chic Pro as usual, and I'm going to just, try not to use any more powder than I typically use. To give it, I mean, I even have some in here. It literally just exploded everywhere. That's, I think, a valid criticism. People are, talking about how that's just a lot of mess. And it is. It's a lot of mess. I mean, like, literally, that's just so much powder everywhere. I mean, that's a lot of powder everywhere. I always just sweep it, pat it. I pat it. Don't sweep, I pat it. I pat my powder into my skin. Lord only knows what has fallen. Okay, so that's a big mess. Now, in terms of the messiness of this powder, I do like how it bumped up the level of coverage. I'm put a little bit more because it actually is perfecting. I mean, I'll put a little bit more in that little T-zone. That's pretty. So the messiness is I think, a fair criticism. It is messy as hell. Even just, knowing in advance and tearing off the corner thinking that I had done something, that did not work. So that is a fair criticism. Now, what I don't think is a fair criticism about the powder is the fact that, like the price point, for example, it's $55 and you get 0.17 ounces. Let's see. Which, everybody's saying it's just not a lot of powder and, and it's expensive, but it's luxury makeup. And when you buy a luxury product, you're paying for luxury. You're not really getting it with this powder so far, with the packaging It definitely should have like a stopper or something to keep the powder from coming out and being crazy. I paid $18 for this Hourglass Veil powder here. This is my current favorite. And even in the little $18 travel size, you know, it's not that messy. And I've had it out and had, you know, it complete, because it just has like a little H. So this is the only place the powder can't come out. And it's really not as much of a mess as, you know, this little tiny corner that I unearthed here. So that's a fair point. But to talk about, you know, it just being an expensive powder, it's an expensive powder. I have to wear it. I definitely see where it has, you know, blurred my pores. I don't have a problem with the fact that it's talc. If I didn't like talc-based products, I just wouldn't buy it. But talc is the first ingredient. But there are lots of high-end powders that have talc as the primary ingredient. For example, La Mer powder, the first ingredient is talc. Chanel is another one that's a very popular powder that's pretty expensive. It's also around $50, and it also is talc-based. There are lots of high-end products that are in fact talc-based. So if you don't like talc, then don't buy the powder. Don't buy a talc powder and be like, oh my God, it's talc. Yeah, it's talc. And don't spend $55 for a powder, you know, to be like, oh, it's $55. That's how much it costs. It's a luxury powder. I can't say anything about the wear of it or anything. What I can say is that it did not make my face cakey. My face looks pretty flawless. It is a little bit overcast today, and so it's not like the best, most gorgeous lighting, but still everything is showing through and shining through on my face. I like the powder very much so far. I will definitely keep you informed of, you know, how I'm loving it or liking it and what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and go in with one of my favorite pink Pat McGrath lip duos right now. But, you know, I don't mind fair criticism. You know, I just don't think that, you know, there should be a criticism, you know, when you buy a high-end product and you say, oh, the price is a con. It's not, it's just, that's the price. Now, if you say that you know, that the packaging sucks for the price, that's a fair criticism, because it does suck. It's very messy. Just a little bit of liner, and then I'm going to go in with my Pat McGrath Lip Trance in Lady Stardust. Where are you, Lady Stardust? Here you are. It's such a pretty, like, light neutral pinky color. I really, really like this color so much. I think my lip liner is a little dark. Hopefully this will... I really just wanted something that was, that's pretty. These Blitztrance lipsticks by Pat McGrath are wonderful, by the way. I am really loving them. I'm so glad that I got all 9 of the new ones, because I really like the formula. This is still a little darker than what I wanted. I really wanted my lip to be a little bit more neutral and not like so bright pink. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my Pat McGrath Secret Lover, right? Secret Lover, yes, and it's a pretty cool tone pink. This is really, I think this would be perfect. Yeah, that's pretty. Ooh. Okay, I guess my lip is just gonna be a little bit more bold than I was planning on. I'm gonna try out this Orchid set by Colourpop. This is a blush set that I thought I had opened. I do have my little knife here. Man, can I live? I mean, like, what is the like, why can I not get this out? What is holding my life back here? I mean, Jesus, why do I have so many problems opening, seeing basic things? I mean, like, there's nothing here that should be holding this closed. Yet, like magic, you cannot open this fucking thing. God. That really got on my nerves. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one. It's called Cool It. So like a little cool tone pink maybe? Ooh. This pink is pinker than, I'm not liking the lip that I did here. Pretty. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. On that side, ooh wee. You did a lot of pink. Okay. We did a whole lot of pink. All right. And now I'm gonna try, put these back in their little container, and I'm gonna go in and just do my little under eye. That's pretty in pink. All right. So my final thoughts. I think that L7 is probably still too light. The primer, I definitely have some doubts about the primer. I have no idea what in the world with this light, cheap plastic with the lifting stickers on it. I have no idea what the thought process was behind this. And it made the foundation actually, probably for somebody with oilier skin, they probably really like the primer with the foundation because it helps the foundation to dry down a little bit and set a little better. I think is probably a better way to say it. I don't have any problems with the way that it looks. It's a definite like sheer medium coverage with the powder that does perfect. And, you know, it really has a nice finish to it. The foundation itself, I've used with different things and loved it. But the, how about, I have lipstick on my teeth. I'm not liking my lip. It's just not a cool toned pink. So I'm gonna, yeah, my lip was doing way too much, honey. what? I'm gonna throw some concealer over it because it's getting on my nerves. And I'm gonna start again. Tone it on down. Actually, it gave me kind of the softer pink that I was kind of going for. That's pretty. I really like the finish of this. I like the look of this. I am happy with the system. I like it very much. I like the powder. I hate the messiness. I hate the packaging. The primer, the jury is still out. It smells good. It felt good on the skin. The packaging really did turn me off. So, you know, I could be being a little prejudiced just based on how shitty the packaging was. The foundation is a winner. It's beautiful on the skin. I have yet to see anybody who has had a bad result whose foundation did not look good. The color matching is problematic. There should be some sample packs available that you can buy so that you can get 2, 3, 4 shades to, you know, really get an idea of what your true color is. So it's a little bit frustrating trying to choose a color sight unseen. And a lot of people don't live near a Sephora, so I can see how that would be very frustrating. And I do live near a Sephora, and I still wasn't able to get my perfect match. But those things aside, I love the foundation. I think that I'm going to keep wearing it and keep trying it with different things. I have loved it over cheap primer. I've loved it over no primer. I have really enjoyed this foundation. I think it's beautiful. Everybody that I have seen this foundation on, they just look pretty. Their skin looks pretty. They look youthful, and you know, it just looks good on everybody that I've seen. I have yet to see anybody put this on, and even if they're struggling with a color match, because it has a sheer formulation, everybody was pretty much able to make it work, and it looked pretty in the end. So I don't think this is any exception. I really like the way that it looks, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about this foundation or the system. I'm going to continue to use the product so that I can give some more final thoughts on the powder and the primer. And as for the foundation, it is definitely approved. It's definitely something that I love and will continue to use. It's a winner, and it may even possibly end up being a holy grail, but I'll have to wear it for a lot longer in order to determine that. I know that there was some a little bit of upset over the fact that there is alcohol as the 4th ingredient in here. The 4th ingredient. And it doesn't specify the type of alcohol. Because it's not specified the type, it makes me think that it's probably, you know, maybe one of the bad types. But I did email customer service, and I have not gotten a response back about what specific type of alcohol is used in this. You know, I get that, you know, alcohol in general is not a great ingredient unless it's one of the fatty alcohols. So until I have more information, I can't really make a call on it. I have very sensitive, eczema-prone, mature skin, and, you know, I'm not afraid to use this foundation. I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't had any sensitivity. I haven't had any breakouts or any reactions, and I've used it a lot. So I'm really not concerned, but I am curious about, you know, what type of alcohol is used. I really don't think that Pat McGrath, because she makes, in general, phenomenal products, I don't think that she would have been careless in formulating the foundation and just putting in a potentially damaging ingredient without a very good reason for it. And so until I find out the type of alcohol and what really was behind putting it in there, the purpose of it, I'm going to withhold judgment on that, and I'm going to just enjoy the beautiful foundation. So please subscribe below and share your comments below, and I will see you on the very next one. Thank you.